it's like a drug. It's just in your body.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rich Chianto.
And I need to do it again and again.
New York City. It's great to be here.
There's freedom in laughter because we can take something really painful and flip it. I'm an openly gay Filipino comedian, and for minorities and for gay. In some states, you can't even talk about being gay. I mean, it sounds crazy. I mean, I feel like, what, this is 1950? But it's 2022.
This is New York, so people understand what this brown is, right? Like on the road, they're like, I don't know, is that guy Asian or gay?
I mean, look, everything I've joked about is probably really painful when it first happened. But being able to laugh is like, turning it around. That's the payoff. But I'm nervous. I mean, I have a traumatic memory. Like the first paid gig I had back in the olden days, I got to this venue. The guy said, "Get off the stage, F word." And the whole room started chanting, "Get off the stage, F word. Kill the F word." And I was like, and I didn't talk about it. Like I stopped doing comedy. And, but I'm back, you know. I remember thinking, it wasn't that he said, "Get off the stage, F word." It's really that I said to myself, "Get off the stage."
What a shame that that happened to him, whoever it was that did it, because he lost all that time. Making up for it, but he lost all that time. So I think the lesson to learn from Rich is don't let that happen. You gotta plow through your fears. If you have something, a message or a gift or something to offer the world, overcome your fears and don't let that stop you.
So I was 14 years old when I came out to my Filipino Catholic parents. I looked at my dad, I realized I finally given him something to cry about. So he just looked at me, he's like, "Stop singing, stop dancing, and stop sewing. And stop doing that thing you do." And I'm like, "What thing?" He's like, "You know, that thing you do." And I was like, "Oh, you mean?"
When I came out, the first thing my dad did was he did take away my sewing machine, you know, and was like, didn't want me to do theater. Look, my dad loved me. He was just terrified that his son was going to fail. My parents spoke English to us at home, and the idea was that we needed to pass and assimilate. But I'm like, I still look like this. If I speak perfect English, I don't suddenly bleach into SPF 100. But I understood about not sticking out and conforming because of their fear. But for me, I used my humor. I mean, I used it as a kid to survive high school. Like I was out in high school. It was not safe. I didn't know if I could ever really be an openly gay comedian. So today, like, wow, yeah, you can.
I was in Indiana. I walked into the comedy club carrying Chinese takeout. They took my food and they tipped me. Like, why did you just say "Hiya"? I would have felt safer.
And they literally thought I was delivering food. So they just took it from me. And I'm like, oh, I'm performing. I mean, they meant well. They just, you know, they don't. Sometimes I'm also like calling stuff out because I feel like people are unconsciously living in their privilege, and I mean, it's fun to poke at. Like, it's always fun to poke up. You always kick up anyone above you, anyone with a little more power or privilege, it's freeing to do that.
He has like a really great storyline and a really great story to tell to people. And I think that's why people like him, because they like to hear his conflicts and his life and how it's different from other people, and he puts it together in a funny way that people can learn and laugh.
I mean, there are some jokes that like when my partner died, when Sandy died from COVID, like 2 days after I buried him, I was doing jokes about it. It was really dark, but I needed to do it for me so that I could feel alive. The meteor hit right, inside of me, a part of me. And, doing comedy is actually one of the things that's kept me alive.
They say laughter is contagious and laughter heals. I guess it does.
It's easier to be openly gay than openly vegan.
When I first was doing it, I'm like, this is all the validation I've been seeking. And now it's like, do not expect this to fill the hole. If this laughter is my only source of oxygen, I'm doomed because it will never be enough.
I'm Rich Campio, thank you so much.